the chance to get their first match win of the season. We'll see what they put together to try to do it with. There's a Gragas band to start things off with.
Callisto Rise and Nidalee, the red side band's last game. I doubt we're going to see that shift up too much. There's the Ezreal, and they should finish it off with the Riven.
Yeah, true enough. And do you just see the Rise and the Nidalee after all from SBENU here? I mean, Nidalee, of course, you want to keep banned out against Eve. Do you maybe?
I don't think Samsung's going to first pick Azir this game. Ground had a giggle about that last time, but I don't think he's too thrilled with it now, and yeah, that is expected.
Yeah, Saucin had the last laugh. There's that Riven ban, like you mentioned. And so what's the last ban going to be? You know, Kube generally, like we've seen, has either played Maokai or that Hecarim. So if you leave Rise open, I think they're still going to first pick it. Rek'Sai ban. I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We did see Faker do very well against the mid lane Ezreal with the Rise. The Alistar definitely the smarter first pick in this particular situation. That does give you more backline threat and lockdown, something that they were not lacking in terms of their composition, but lacking in terms of their execution last game. No Maokai ban this game, though. Could mean a Maokai and top.
Well, SBENU thinking about grabbing this Rise. Sivir would be obviously a really good choice as well.
Problem is, if you take the Rise here and you take the it's a lot of scaling in that top lane, and if you don't take the Maokai right now, Samsung has the possibility of doing something like Maokai Lee Sin and just killing Soar over and over and over again in the top lane.
It's a good point. Yeah, Rise does scale hard, and you can die a couple times in lane, but you can really get camped hard if you're not careful. Looks like he's going to switch over to Maokai at the last moment. The safer choice.
Definitely the safer choice. So, is Eve going to take the Evelynn this game? They grabbed Evelynn and Hecarim in this round of the draft last time around. Still strong pickups here, even though it'll be a different lane matchup against that Maokai in the top side. Maokai will be ahead probably in CS early on in that matchup until Hecarim can get an item or two. They may take the Azir away here.
Yeah, I suppose if you're going to deny the Ezreal, you can certainly pick up a bit of a safer Azir. Maybe kind of throw down the Vel'Koz gauntlet to Saucin again.
I don't know about that. The Alistar does make that less than appealing.
Yeah, I know we're going to see it. The Azir makes sense. An Echo for Eve this time. Okay.
Normally you wouldn't see that going so high in the draft, but considering both junglers have matches on that one, it has escalated the priority of that champion, and they didn't like what was going on with the Evelynn, even though Eve had a good early game and had many successful ganks on the Rumble.
So 2 picks over to Samsung now. And do you think you just go with Annie this game as far as the support goes, perhaps? Janna, I suppose, as well, but I don't know, I kind of like the Annie.
Well, you have 2 choices here for SBENU. You can definitely play Kite with this composition, that's fine. Sivir can do either Kite or Engage. So if they're going to round out this roster with a more poke-oriented mid laner, no, they're going to go, yeah, they should take Annie if they're going to do this.
Yeah, with the Jarvan, you want a big wombo combo, right? You want a big lockdown, but they're going to go Jarvan Janna, the anti-synergy.
This could work if they are going to take the Vel'Koz again, actually, because that way you would have heal for the Vel'Koz, and you would group everyone up for a Vel'Koz ultimate with Jarvan and Maokai. So there's still an outside shot at this Vel'Koz. They're waiting to see what Samsung is going to pick before they commit to that. Samsung has to think about, yeah, okay, maybe, but you're not going to have the Janna to protect him.
Does seem a bit risky, doesn't it? I suppose, what if you go with Thresh here? Oh, no, they have Alistar, never mind. They already picked their support.
Yep, so they do have a decent amount of peel. At least they have the Echo W if they want to run something more Kite-oriented. And they have the Azir wall to stop people from getting onto Fury.
I mean, if they go with the Rise, though, it's kind of just another champion that can get bottled up and just blasted by Vel'Koz.
I mean, I would be scared, honestly, to play Vel'Koz into this. Just because the Vel'Koz would suffer problems against the Rise, too, because if you flash onto the Vel'Koz with a Rune Prison and then just combo him once, he's going to die.
True. What about a Lux? That's kind of interesting. It seems like Sassen is kind of almost turning into Frozen 2.0, you know?
Yeah, you can't play Lux into this.
I mean, Lux seems like she'd just get owned by Azir in lane with an all-in.
Yeah, she's too vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, you miss your light binding and then Azir just, like, destroys you. Well, but they may go with that Vel'Koz anyway. He's nodding. He's like, yes, the Vel'Koz is what we will choose. Nope, the Karma. The Karma is what we will choose. Or?
Karma would work well here, actually. They'd have 2 speed boosts. And remember that SBENU has had... Okay, Varus instead.
Varus makes a bit more sense.
They've played with Lulu mid with Sivir and won a game with that composition. So it's something they're comfortable with. Karma functions in much the same way. But this time it will be the Varus for Sassen. He's going to go for that long-range poke champion again. And basically SBENU is just trying to use the same composition that they had last time. Again, most of the people are just going to be going all in here and trying to protect Sassen. Now, this time it's going to be harder, though, to actually deal with that, and especially since Varus can get bounced around by Azir during the laning phase. Sassen going to have to play this one pretty cautiously.
Yeah, luckily, as long as he keeps receiving blue buffs, he should have a fairly easy time farming with that piercing arrow.
Yeah, Samsung is just going to have a major, major scaling advantage, however. If SBENU doesn't get a big lead with this Varus in the mid-game, which they did last time, Sassen delivered on the AP Ezreal, but the Varus is less strong. Still strong, but less strong.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Kind of exciting, actually. This is like one of the first matches all season where you could really kind of see an outcome with SBENU taking their first match win.
Yeah, and they don't have the big Wombo this time, which is a little bit disappointing, but they do have more tanky top laner.
It's got a bit of damage. Well, can SBENU take it? Their first match of the season. Let's find out as we go into Game 3. All right, welcome to Summoner's Rift. Samsung fans and the SBENU fans as well. Pretty loud now. Game 3 hype. Although that Varus skin just totally kills the hype, I gotta say.
Everybody uses that skin now too.
I know, it's because it's a funny one. I find it to be amusing.
Nobody likes the Arctic Ops Varus anymore. Funny trumps badass, apparently.
I like the I think it's Arc-Light Varus. They've got like one where he shoots like arrows of light and stuff like that. It looks pretty cool.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Oh, I do. I know it.
I don't know that skin.
Well, it's great.
Okay, so heading into this game, we'll see what SBENU's plan is going to be. They have a lot of kill pressure in that top side, not so much in mid or bot. Now, SBENU has to make their move before Samsung starts to get a lot of frozen hearts and armor, because there is no other kind of damage on this team besides attack damage. So a late game 6 item, they're not going to be able to poke very efficiently, and the Thornmails are going to tear them apart. So, that said, Samsung needs a pretty decent amount of time to scale with this Kog'Maw and the Rise. However, late game, that Maokai is not going to survive both Kog'Maw and Rise for very long. Those are big-time tank shredders.
Yeah. Well, like you said, in picks and bans, I mean, SBENU just needs to do what they did last game. They just need to get a really big lead in the mid-game, which is easier said than done, but they've done it once before.
And there is Kuve, being a tanky little Rise as the jungle follows are commencing right before first TPs of the game come in. Now Fury and Wraith going to show up there, actually. after taking the Gromp. So looking for that edge. Fury and Wraith do this more probably than any other duo lane. They still like to take the early jungle camps when they can because they prioritize the laning phase and winning that so heavily.
And Secret actually going with Talisman this game. Getting to be more and more common now with the buffs a little while ago.
Just very reliable.
Yep.
And you really need that kiting power with this composition that SBENU is running.
Yeah, very true. Oh, Eve totally stunning the red Brambleback.
Got to stun him up and knock him down, Doa.
That's right. Stunned.
So I'm curious how this bottom lane's going to go. Fury and Wraith should have a pretty big edge in terms of poking. But they're getting shoved down underneath their turret. No wards down there. Possible gank opportunity for Eve. And that is wise of SBENU. Back off, ward the Tri-Brush right now at the 3.5-minute mark.
Right. Oh, or just going to the enemy jungle. Secret wants to get a little bit deeper of a ward down, it looks like.
Yep, working with Catch.
Yeah.
Get things done. Get a green ward in there right away. And that's going to be it. So Echo just backs off, goes for the first buy, and picks up the Trailblazer. Wants to get a pink ward down on top side to help protect Kuve, whom he's very concerned about right now.
Yeah, it looks like Nuclear and Secret just really want to keep this lane as pushed in as they can for the moment, I suppose.
Oh.
Uh-oh, wow, Crown tries to get away, has to burn that flash. Doesn't want to get knocked up by Catch, so a little win there for SBENU in the mid lane.
Yeah, great collapse. Looking at trying to get the flank and using Sora's pressure to free him up for a little bit of a gank on the mid lane, and they are rewarded with a summoner spell.
Yeah, Crown had a little bit of vision in the river, but not enough to see all of that coming.
So here we go. Heavy warding. They want to see if they can get this Maokai early. If this Rise gets rolling...
Yeah, that's right, and he's going to come in. Eve tossing in the parallel convergence. Thought Sora was going to run for it. Looks like he's not, which means the kill's going to be even easier unless Catch can get there in time. Sora very low. Here comes Catch, though. Eve, is he going to go for it? He can still pop that E and maybe run in and try to do it.
Coming.
That's right. Oh, first blood still does go to Eve, but he is low. Crown coming up to support, and Kuve has caught Catch. 2 kills coming in for Samsung. 1 on the top lane, 1 on the jungle, and that is exactly how they want to start this Rise off.
Right. Huge play for the Rise to get those kills down. And Catch was there, but Sora put himself in a really awkward position going down to the river. And unfortunately, Crown was there, and he was the first to respond. Sassen was lagging behind him. So he pretty much put himself in a guaranteed 3v2.
Well, here's a big gank coming into the mid lane. Samsung wants to keep the ball rolling, and Sassen could be in trouble. Eve coming in as well. He's going to have to burn a flash at least for this. There's the Pulverize. Nice headbutt back in, right into the exhaust. Sassen not even getting to pop a summoner. And he's like, yep, they got me. Yep. that was a very defeated look on his face. He's like, well, what do you do?
What do you do? Exactly. He was playing to the right side of the river. He was playing to the left side of the river. The
correct side.
The proper side of the river. He was respecting the fact that they could come up and make that play. But the flash Pulverize, he didn't want to use his summoners first, and he should have just flashed instantly.
Yeah.
Or healed and tried to get out of the way. Instead,
a little bit greedy with the summoners, and he paid for it. Oh, it's Rune Prison time. And Kuve, though, actually is trapped in there with Sor.
Yeah, that is... it's a lot of caster minions to take damage from.
Yeah.
When you just have a tier right now, Sor went back and, oh boy.
Wow.
They're not going to go for this. He's just going to clear out the wave using his ultimate. Got that spell vamp.
Makes sense.
To help out.
You know, we had a fish prison yesterday between Fizz and Rise, and today we have the bird cage.
Sorry, the bird cage composition.
Ryan's, yep. It's the bird cage.
You root them, and then Azir comes in and ults them back into your team.
Yep. Hit him with the wall. Your wings have been clipped. Welcome to the bird cage.
Oh no, Jana, she won't be able to fly anymore.
No. Well, she doesn't really fly now. She just kind of hovers.
She won't be able to hover anymore.
Her, like, mysterious bird will maybe not be able to fly anymore.
That's so sad for her, Zephyr.
It'll just have to kind of perch upon her.
It does prevent dangerous escapes, though, so.
It's true. Oh, here we go. Rune Prison onto Sora again, and he's actually going to take a lot of damage. There we go. Wow. Rise is pretty good right now still, despite the nerfs. Oh, he missed the Q, though. Can he get one more Rune Prison? Oh, just barely misses 2 Qs, and either one of those would have been a kill for Cuvée. So close. The tier stacking is real.
Cuvée misplayed it. It was a good all-in attempt from Cuvée. Remember, you can't max W like that anymore, but Soar has to be careful about what's going on. He doesn't have any MR. He's already died in that lane. You can't be playing that far up when Rise has all of those runes around him and he's about to pop his ultimate.
You can
Not a lot of respect. I mean, Cuvée should have had that solo kill for sure.
Oh, yeah. But now he's a bit blue. I guess he's blue all game long, but
I was going to say.
He's blue metaphorically and physically. Well, Eve coming up. But it's too late to help. Can't go back in time and fix that one.
Well, maybe Eve can. He's got a chrono break for the victory. Still no flash onto Cuvée after that kill. Eve is sitting there. They want this. Okay, here we go.
Rune Prison, yeah, they're going to try to make a play here. Oh, nice Rune Prison. Parallel convergence. Use double stun, and now Sora's not going to be getting away. Cuvée with the kill. Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, bring Echo into the fight.
I guess these games are just going to be ganking for Cuvée in the top side. Just Eve coming up there over and over and over again. Now, it's been the best strategy in both these games so far. That's the reliable lane to gank.
Oh, catch. Knocked back into the red bramble pit. Going to get out with the Cataclysm, but he's still trapped inside his own Cataclysm. There we go. Nice escape. Nice escape. Very close. Meanwhile, Sosn will farm.
Like you do. 2 tier stackers in this game.
Yeah.
SBENU looking to climb their way back into this one, but they've fallen behind with a pretty large deficit from those 4 kills.
Yeah.
Only 10 minutes into this game. That 3K is going to be pretty massive.
I mean,
and the top lane, I mean, Cuvée is just terrifying. And remember, Cuvée is a player that was getting Rise bans before the Rise changes.
That's true.
So people were always afraid of his Rise, and he was playing it before it was a meta pick in the top lane.
He's a Rise hipster.
He is a Rise hipster. Before they made those Rise changes and Rise got super OP, Cuvée was there picking him already.
It's like I was playing Rise back when he was good and then when he wasn't good and now before he was really good. That's the history of Rise. Well, it's like Samsung wants to get a little bit more vision in here. Maybe going for a dragon in the near future. Controlling that blue buff as well if they can.
Uh-oh.
Knock up onto Eve. This could get dangerous.
TP.
Here comes Nuclear. That's right. TP coming in for SBENU. Catch coming in as well. He doesn't have his ultimate, though. Gets the knock up onto Eve with the flash, though, and that's going to be a kill for SBENU. And they're going to get more, too. Slow onto Wraith as well. He could try to flash into the Bramble Pit. He will, but SBENU is just going to turn right back around and probably take this dragon. Yep, they'll get it.
Eve didn't get the stun on the parallel convergence right there, and Cuvée also just decided to stay in that top lane, even though the TP came through from Sword. Now, Samsung doesn't really want a team fight right now, so that's understandable. They can trade this turret for it and still be okay, as long as they get it, because he needs time to develop that tier and the Rod of Ages.
Yeah.
Before he really comes into his prime. But SBENU gets a pretty early dragon, not super early, but that is exactly what they need, because they need to accelerate the pace of this game by taking those dragon stacks and forcing Samsung to fight them during their power spike and before Samsung can get too much armor.
Right. And Cuvée not really able to take out that top turret either.
Well, he may not want to. He may just want to hold off on that for the moment and force Soar to try and fight him again. Because remember, Soar still doesn't have any MR.
Yeah, and Cuvée has a pretty massive CS lead, and it's only going to grow as long as this turret stays up.
Yep, and the wave is pushing back towards him, so he and Eve can just set up another gank if they want to. They have no idea that Eve is there. Soar should have caught on to this by now, but they may just dive him, actually. He's really weak for a Maokai. A push up, at least for the time being. And then that's going to prompt Eve to move forward into the next brush.
Yeah, it could be rough.
Okay, so this was the mind game. They push forward, and now they're going to try and freeze it. They're trying to force Maokai to walk up and to feel safe right now, to not telegraph this gank.
We'll have it pulverized on the nuclear. There's a knock-up, though, onto Wraith as well. Gets a bit low, has to pop that ultimate. Catch is there, but doesn't look like they're going to try to dive.
Here we go.
Yep, meanwhile, a dive happening in the top lane. Soar keeping Eve locked up under turret quite a bit. Nice flash, and he actually nearly manages to get the return kill, but Samsung makes it work.
No, Eve had the chrono break for the heal. It also just reset the turret aggro onto Cuvée, so that is a fine dive from Samsung. Not really much that Soar was going to be able to do right there. He did blow his flash, however, and Cuvée did not. That means that Soar can't even go into lane anymore, because the instant he does, he's going to get chain rune prisoned at this stage. And considering Cuvée has the better follow-up with the flash, not much that you can do. I mean, Cuvée is just enormously fed, has his Rod of Ages starting to stack at 13 minutes after his tier, so his power spike has been massively accelerated.
Yeah, Eve was able to grab the red buff on the SBENU side as well after that one, which helps out quite a bit.
Yeah, bad times. Bad times for SBENU.
It's too bad, because they really did have a good game too, but you know, it's like we talked about during game 2, you know, once they don't have access to that extremely powerful Runeglaive Ezreal, you know, what happens?
Well, in this game too, they're losing all of their lanes. The CS not going in their favor, and especially that top lane at 15 minutes for Cuvée to be 50 CS ahead and 3-0-1 is absolutely terrifying.
It's not much
you
better.
You see Soar, he has to keep going and farming Krugs. He cannot walk up.
Yeah.
Cuvée could just freeze this lane right now.
It's not much better for Nuclear either, too. He's still about 20 CS down himself, as is Sassen. Soar could be Flame Horizon to this game, though.
Yeah, he could be Flame Horizon pretty soon, actually.
Yeah.
See, he's 2 levels down. Ouch. This is a brutal beating that Soar is receiving from Cuvée and Eve this game.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, they're doing what they should be doing. And there is kill pressure onto the Rise, but Catch just hasn't been up there this game. And the one time he did come up there, it went tragically wrong on the turnaround kill because the Soar misplayed it a bit.
Got a bit scared. Here comes Eve down to the bot lane. And there's no wards for SBENU. They're going to go in on this. They get the flash from Nuclear. So a little win there. Catch is going to take the opportunity to try to dash in and put a ward down, but he's going to be kind of sad to see that it's going to be immediately taken out.
At least he knows there's a pink ward there now.
Yep.
And yeah, Nuclear managed to block the Alistar combo with the spell shield, so there wasn't crowd control to finish off that kill. So, but does, like you said, have to use his flash to get away from that. And there's still this massive problem of how do you deal with Cuvée.
Yeah. Here comes Eve again. Wants to try something. Secret and Nuclear playing pretty safe, and Catch is there as well, too, so it's not going to be too simple. Only about a minute till Dragon comes up, though, so both teams kind of jockeying for position around the pit, and Samsung has the vision right now.
Wow, with Maokai just having to deal with this jungle farming, it's such a disaster. The CS lead is growing. Okay.
Yep. Oh, in onto Wraith. Wraith pops the ultimate immediately. There's a couple knockups coming in. Nuclear push back. There's the exhaust as well. And the ult from Secret a bit too late to help his AD carry. Soar in a lot of trouble now. After teleporting down, he just has no tankiness. And that's a double kill for Cuvée with the return teleport.
No idea why SBENU, when there are 2 TPs up, when both top laners are up, would initiate a fight where this Rise would be insanely strong.
Yeah, seriously.
In the bottom side. He is able just to do so much work against this team, and there was just nowhere to go. Wraith also was not going to die. He had his Unbreakable Will available to be used, and now you probably gave Samsung a Dragon, something that they really needed. You don't have to all in right there. You can just wait for the Dragon and try and poke. So Catch goes in, but, I mean, there's nothing they can do here. Wraith just gets onto Nuclear. The spell shield doesn't save him. And then here we go. Cuvé's just able to ult and get into the mix with his flash.
Has to flash back in after getting pushed away by Janna, but certainly worth his while with that double kill.
Yeah, 5-0-1 in Rise here, pre-20 minutes. How do you kill this guy now? You don't.
Yep.
It's like,
He kills you.
It is a very dangerous Rise.
Well, Soar finally getting a little bit of farming in the top lane, but Samsung will get their first dragon.
Sure, and what else are they going to take?
Anything they want at this point.
Cuvée, the one who's actually going to go farm the bottom side right now, as Fury wants to go recall. And all that money for Cuvée. Still 60 CS up, in spite of losing just a small amount of CS in the top side and giving Soar a little bit of farm for one of the first times in this game.
Yep.
It's going to freeze this right now. Oh, changes his mind. Time to use the ultimate.
Wants to go back. We'll see what he buys. Crown's still maintaining a really nice CS lead over Sassen in the mid lane, too. About 30 CS up at the moment. And he is quietly getting a lot stronger. He's almost got his death cap done.
Yeah, and he'll be able to pull off similar plays to what we saw earlier in the series with that death cap, too. Remember,
right.
Sassen, he may be able, just like the Vel'Koz in Game 1, that burst damage, Soar doesn't know this is happening.
Oh, now he does. Gonna twist advance onto Fury here. Wraith joining in as well. Secret there to try to protect him. Looks like Soar will live for the moment. Or will he? Flash pulverize. Oh, gets knocked back with a headbutt. Secret gets a heal coming in. Eve trying to make a difference here. Pops that ult immediately, but Catch is going to get him with the Cataclysm. Secret autoing his life away. But not a lot out of attack damage on Janna.
There just wasn't enough damage there to turn it around. Nuclear used the Sivir ult, but he got there so late.
Oh, and they're going to lose bottom turret for this too.
Yeah, they are. Cuvée is going to be able to handle this pretty easily. So, yeah, with the 3 champions they had on the top side, they just didn't have the burst to actually take anybody down.
Yep. Well, Rise is using those giant boots to stomp all over SBENU right now, which is ironic because they're a shoe sponsor.
They are a shoe sponsor.
Yep.
But they're not walking all over anybody yet, Doa.
Not yet.
But maybe one day they're going to walk all over you.
Oh, not me. Cuvée is going to walk all over Soar, though. Wow, Soar coming back in with the twist advance. I don't know what he wanted to accomplish there. Goodbye.
Balanced.
Ah, balanced. Knock up onto Nuclear. Headbutted back again. Fury doing the auto attack damage. Secret trying to get bloodthirsty, but not quite enough. Need to buy that Maji's, man. Need to get that death cap. Oh, goodbye. From downtown. Actually, from really close.
Cuvée now just dodging some skill shots. Is forced back by the piercing arrows and the hail of arrows.
Each foot.
Temporarily.
Each foot is
Sassen has no
twice as big
mana.
as his head.
Oh, Cuvée. I think Cuvée should have gone for that. Oh, Baron time.
Oh, yeah, going to go for the Baron instead. He's like, he needs to keep the pressure on in bot lane, so his team can take a Baron.
Now there's SBENU can see this. They had a ward on the Baron. They know exactly what's going on, but I'm not sure they can actually stop it.
Well, Wraith is there to zone out Sassen, so we'll see if he can stop those piercing arrows. Ooh, that was so close. Whoa, that was a little bit risky.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That was a good timing from Sassen.
Yeah.
There's the.
He's like, yep. Well, what can you do?
That's the face Sassen has been
face.
making this whole game.
It's like, well, I'm on SBENU.
It's like, well, just another day on SBENU.
I feel like that face encapsulates SBENU's entire season, doesn't it? That's like SBENU Sonicboom represented in one facial expression.
That's too funny. I love Sassen.
Plays a mean Ezreal.
Plays a mean Vel'Koz, too, when there's a Maokai all over him every game.
Yeah. Oh, we've seen this before. Whoa. Twisted headbutt. And Soar going to get taken out by Fury this time. Everybody wants a piece of the tree.
I mean, they're not even making money off of Soar anymore.
It's just for fun. 0-6-1.
I'm sorry, Soar. You had such a good first game.
Now you just are what your name is. Soar.
But spelled differently.
That's right. Sounds the same, though.
Maybe he's soaring with the angels this game.
Yeah, I think so. That must be the Soar he's talking about. Soaring through the afterlife. You know, like tree monsters do. All right, taking some damage here. Gonna try to take him out. Looks like they may get him. Trapped him with the Cataclysm. Gonna re-engage with the headbutt pulverize, leading the team away. Teleport comes in for Cuvée, just cancels it. Wraith is like, I will give my life for the team to escape.
But guess what Cuvé's doing down his bot? He's got a Baron buff. It took 4 people getting the runaround at the top side. Okay, well, you got the support. Who cares?
Sora's like, guys, I can't handle this.
I'm not equipped to deal with this.
Oh, they're going to take the tier 2 in mid as well.
Yep, 1-3-1 split push, and that's what happens when SBENU commits so many people. Now, they had to, because, I mean, what are you going to do about this rise?
Nothing, apparently. Sora's like, can you leave my inhibitor alone, please? Hey, please stop attacking my inhibitor. Please. Oh, thank you. No. Oh. That was very sad. Now cut to Sasen's face. It's like the inevitable defeat.
This series has actually brought some amazing player cams. Like crowd locking in his ear first in game 1 was hilarious too. And Sasen face.
Yep, Sasen face. No space. Oh man. If we still had emotes, that would be one. I guarantee you.
You'd make that for the stream?
I would. If I could, I would have.
Make it for your stream, Doa.
Yeah, maybe I will. It's a good one. Yeah. Well, Eve is going to be able to claim the Rift Scuttler here just to get a little bit more vision, but Dragon not really under any threat of being taken by SBENU at the moment.
Nope, they're just going to be. It's going to be taken for Samsung. Why not? The Baron buff worn off at this stage, but they did the damage. They got the inhibitor on that split push, and Samsung, without the threat of that True Shot barrage this game, without Sasen on the Runeglaive Ezreal, there hasn't been really any hope.
No hope at all. The dream is dead, and SBENU will continue to go winless. And this was probably, this may have been their best chance.
No, Anarchy is definitely their best chance.
Okay, all right.
With the way Anarchy is playing these days, I think that SBENU has a better chance. Samsung, at least, has been consistent in their performances against the bottom team, whereas Anarchy's been a little bit all over the map.
When does that match happen, though? Will it happen when 5.12 is still around? And they can take maybe Ezreal?
We'll see.
Cuvée has decided to take the objectives in the top lane now. No trying about it. Well, it's a 14,000 gold lead.
Yep, 25 minutes.
Yep.
That's a pretty substantial gold lead, and Cuvée is absolutely unstoppable. What level is Maokai? Oh, he's 4 levels down now.
Ugh.
Okay.
He's below the jungler on the other team.
That is bad.
He's below his own jungler.
Yeah.
Only the support.
I mean, this is just, you could blame Soar, but at the same time, this has been some really good snowballing by Samsung.
Oh, yeah.
And really it got to the point where Soar, like, can't do anything. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and this Varus hasn't really worked out too well either. Oh, boy, here we go. Exhaust onto Cuvée. It's going to be a 5-man attack onto Cuvée. They get him in the Cataclysm. Whoa! The final boss. It was a team effort, but they finally took down this Rise.
I mean, good for them. SBENU committed all 5 members to taking down the Rise. Yeah. Samsung wasn't there knocking on the door to take down the mid inhibitor, so good play. Nice pick.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Like
Soar reset his gold total. Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Now he's worth money again.
That's unfortunate, actually. The Flame Horizon has been passed, by the way, 222 to 121. That's a very 25-minute Flame Horizon. That's pretty good. Very, very fast.
Yeah, no kidding. It's literally nearly doubling his CS every minute.
Oh, that is brutal.
Yep. Sure is.
I like how this Alistar has a Randuin's Omen randomly.
A random moment? Randomins Omen?
Just don't.
Random.
He has it.
Rhubarb Omen?
He has it just so, because of course the armor is helping him immensely against SBENU's composition. And he can slow down the backline once he gets in there, but still, you may think that Righteous Glory might have been a little bit needed. Frozen Art done onto Eve, that is huge against SBENU's comp. And now the Baron going to go down very fast to Rise and Azir I mean, Kube even goes to the Baron in the first place, has the TP, but also can just keep pushing these super minions in.
Yeah, I mean, he might as well, unless his team needs him, and I kind of doubt they will.
This is actually one of the fastest Baron comps possible. You have a Kog'Maw with Blade, an Azir, and a Ryze. This Baron will last 2 seconds.
Wow. We'll time it out. We'll see if you're right.
Ryze goes.
Put your analysis to the test.
You don't need Ryze there is the problem.
No, I don't think they're going to even bring him in. Baron's like, oh, wow. I spent a long time underground. I've been waiting for this moment to finally show myself on the surface. Hello, world! Ah, ah. Oh, time to kill Kube again. Trading Kube for a Baron, if they can. Nuclear getting extremely low. Kube back into the brush.
Holy
He's
cow.
turning around. Run, Ryze. Oh, he dodges the slow. Oh, but the piercing arrow gets him.
The fact that it takes 4 people to nearly die,
I know.
to nearly lose your AD carry is mind-boggling. Well, they got Kube, so that's going to slow things down maybe for just a little bit. But they did have to use 3 ultimates to kill him. And he does have teleport, and he will be back in 30 seconds.
Wow. Well, what do you do?
Glad those Ryze nerfs really helped.
I don't know. I guess they didn't. I mean, to be fair, if you have your jungler help snowball your lane as hard as Samsung does, I think maybe you do deserve to have your champion become that powerful.
Oh, Eve's back.
Oh, hi. Came right back in with the...
Ulting back in with the home guard boots. A fun little trick on the Echo. No more Chrono Break, though. Not like he needs it.
Yeah.
Okay, so pushing into the bottom side. They're just waiting for Kube to walk the entire way back up. They don't have the wave prepped anyway, so that's fine.
Yep, time to retake the inhibitor. Now, Saucin does do a decent amount of damage with these piercing arrows.
Oh yeah, he does a lot.
Yeah, they do need to be a little bit careful about the counter poke from SBENU. 30 seconds until Dragon, though, so they can kind of just chill out until they take that.
No, they shouldn't. They should just go for the inhibitor. They should all in right now. Wraith has a Randuin. Just combo them into oblivion. Kube, well, Kube doesn't have his flash. That's problematic for their engage.
You're like the Emperor, man. You're like, do it. And they're like, no, it's not the Jedi way. And you're like, kill them. There goes the inhibitor.
I just...
Give in to your hate.
I just want mercy for SBENU so they don't have to continue getting slaughtered in this game any longer.
Sure. Every megalomaniac calls it mercy, Monte Cristo.
You got me.
All right. Oh.
Nice stun. Oh,
wow,
good
that
engage.
Was sick from Eve, and they're going to keep going in on this. Kube wading into the fight now, gets exhausted immediately, but Crown doing a decent amount of damage himself, and Fury relatively untouched. They're going to turn around to take the turret quickly, but now I think the game is more or less over at this point. Should be. Ooh, well, those arrows still doing a lot of work.
Well, they still have the Baron.
Oh, wow.
Nice flash. It's finally back up. Goodbye.
Yep, they got Saucin. That should about do it. Yeah, Eve getting out. Goodbye, Nuclear. Now they should be able to end the game. A little bit low health, but a pretty clean team fight for Samsung, and they will take the match 2-1 unless Sora can make an amazing play, and he won't. Goodbye. And that is it.
Spoilers, Noah.
That's a 2-1. Sorry, anti-hype. It's a 2-1 victory for Samsung. GG.
Wow. Well, Samsung really looked dominant in games 1 and 3. The Runeglaive Ezreal gave them a lot of issues.
Yes, it did.
As Saucin really hard carried his team to victory, but Kube once again showing up. You know, Eve was also just great that game. Eve choosing the right lanes to gank, setting up that really good chrono or parallel convergence stun at the end.
Yeah.
To finish it off, and there is Wraith looking, you know, all right. And there is Saucin.
Oh.
Another rough loss for SBENU, but
I would
that's
maybe...
just the life of a SBENU player.
He's like, and now I gouge out my eyes.